Okay. So I just want to have a little chat because I feel like this is something I need to talk about today. So it is Sunday, April 14th. I am way off. April 14th. So I went to the doctor because or the urgent care, and because like this week I've been waking up feeling kind of crappy and like I was nauseous, and then 2 days ago like my throat started hurting, and I just had strep like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, man, it came back, like the antibiotics didn't work, like it's coming back. And last night I woke up 4 times because my throat was hurting so bad, and I was just spraying that Chloraseptic in my mouth, and like my throat has not hurt so bad that it has woken me up in so long. Like that has not happened in so long. And so I was like, okay, well, I was hoping it's like allergies or something, like seasonal, because the pollen is flying everywhere. But man, my throat was hurting so bad, so I was like, fine, I'll just go to the doctor and get checked. I did a COVID test at home, hoping it was that, because I'd rather have COVID than strep. So I was hoping it was that. And so I go to the doctor and it was the lady that was there last time I was here. And I pulled up and I was like, oh good, she's here, because I really like her. Her energy is amazing. She's a very nice lady. I really, really liked her. And so she said, she walked in the room and she said, weren't you just here the other day? And I was like, well, yeah, like 3 weeks ago. And she was like, were you the one I was praying with? And I was like, no, but I said, I'll take it if you want to, like, that's fine. And she told me afterwards, and she was like, no, she thought I was all talk, like I was just saying that. And I was like, no, like I will never pass up an opportunity for prayer. If you feel like you need to pray over me, or if I can help you pray over something for yourself, like come at me, because I'm all for it. Like God has been with me my whole life and has protected me in so many situations that I shouldn't have been in. And I could have died multiple times, right? Like our apartment fire, the flood, like there's been so many instances, even in my childhood where I could have died, but I didn't. So I will never pass up the opportunity for prayer, because God's always been with me, and I'll never turn away from that. Like you cannot convince me that there's not a God, because there is. So, and since it's Sunday, the doctor was like, I'm kind of sad that I can't go to church today, because I really feel like, I needed to be in church today. And she's like, but here I am at work and it's okay. So I'm just listening to the gospel on my phone and all that. And I was like, if you want to pray over me, I'll take it, because I'm a teacher and I need all the prayers I can get. Like, these kids are the ones getting me sick anyways, so. And I was talking to her and we're cracking jokes, and she's just like falling over with laughter and like literally doubling over laughing. Like some people think I'm funny and some people don't, but like I can be funny when I want to be. So she is like doubling over, and she was like, this is why these kids hang on you so much, because you have this energy, and you just exude this energy that like brings people to you and attaches them to you. And she's like, I can completely understand why these kids are all over you all the time, because like you're just such an awesome person and you have this energy. And so, but she asked if she could pray with me, and I was like, absolutely, like I'll take it. And so she prayed with me, and turns out I don't have strep, but I told her maybe this was for you, because she was like, I feel like I'm being blessed by you being here. And, she was like, because I really wanted to be in church today, but I couldn't because I had to work. And she was like, she had the opportunity to pray, and that is fantastic, So God said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, well, there's 2 of us right there, and then the girl in the front office. I mean, I don't know if she was ignoring us or what, but she could have been listening to everything, or she could have been tuning us out. Doesn't matter, but So I told her, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk to you for a minute, and I'll tell you about how God's touched my life. Because she said she grew up Catholic. And I said, I grew up Episcopal, which is almost Catholic. It's pretty dang close. And she said she became a radical Christian. And she said the first couple times that she went, she was like, oh, this place is crazy. I'm never going back. People are like speaking in tongues and like it's weird. But she said she felt that God spoke to her and said, like, you don't get to tell me how you praise me. Like, because if God touches you, you can't deny that, So I felt that this was an awesome experience. And I told her, I said, maybe I'm not coming here because I felt like I was sick. Maybe I came here for you because I'm not sick. My strep test was negative. My COVID test this morning was negative. So I said, maybe, I was led here because you needed something, and I said, whenever God speaks to me, I listen because he has saved me so many times. And like when my apartment fire happened, he spoke to me and I did not ignore it. And that's why we're still alive, me and Audrey, because he spoke to me and I listened, and if it sounds ridiculous to some people, that's fine. I don't care, but God has touched me multiple times in my life and has saved me from death several times and other situations that didn't involve death, but they could have been seriously tragic, but I have been saved so many times, so I will never turn down the opportunity for prayer. If you want to pray with me, absolutely. And I even felt like I was in Walmart one day and I think I was like having breakfast before going to work because I was kind of early or something, and so there was a McDonald's in the Walmart and I stopped in there and was having breakfast, and there were this group of war veterans. They're like the older guys, maybe from like I keep forgetting what war it was, not the Korean War, but the one after that, the one that was like in the 60s or whatever. I always forget what it is. But they were sitting there and they were having their coffee and they were talking, and I just got this strong urge that I needed to hug one of these guys. And it was so strong that like I literally started crying and I felt so awkward, and I was like, I really don't want to go up and ask this complete stranger if I could give him a hug, but there was something that pulled me to him, and it was so strong that I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it if that's what you want me to do. And so I did it, and I hugged him, and like I just started crying. And he was like, oh, darling, it's okay. And he told his friends, he's like, see, I tell you, I get all the girls, and these guys are probably in their like 60s or 70s, just a bunch of veterans just hanging out and having their morning coffee, which is fantastic. I love that they still have that community and that they're able to still support each other and everything. But like something just told me like, you need to give him a hug. And so I did it. But I asked him first, I said, you don't know me and I don't know you, but is it okay if I give you a hug? Like, I feel like I need to give you a hug today. And he was like, oh, absolutely. And so, but it's weird things like that. You don't know why you're being told to do these things. You just have to listen, like God is speaking to you. You just have to listen. And so if I had not listened when God told me to do something, we would not have survived our apartment fire. Like, I would have died whenever I was pregnant with Audrey, whenever Gio and I were driving back to Huntsville and that stove thing fell out of somebody's truck right in front of us. Like, had he not told me, you need to move over, and had I not listened, that thing would have landed right in the middle of our car, and that could have killed us. We were doing like 70 miles an hour down the freeway, and this appliance fell out of somebody's vehicle, and I was pregnant with Audrey at the time. So had I not listened, that could have been tragic. I could have died, he could have died, she could have died. All you have to do is listen. Like, he talks to you, all you need to do is listen. So I felt like maybe I wasn't sick, but maybe she needed something. Maybe I needed something. Maybe I needed to be blessed today. So I look at all of these random things. They look random if you don't understand them. Like me going to the doctor today. I'm not sick. My strep came back negative, but she said she was going to send me medicine anyways because my throat does look kind of gross. And I do have all the symptoms that I had last time, so she said she was going to send me a medication just to be on the safe side. But my test came back negative and my COVID test was negative, so maybe she needed to be blessed today, maybe I needed to be blessed today, maybe it was two birds with one stone, but I just felt the need to put this out there, because you don't know what somebody's going through. Maybe you're a blessing to them, maybe they're going to be a blessing to you. You don't know. You just have to listen and just do what you're told to do. Go where you're being led, yeah, so hopefully this reaches out to somebody today that maybe needed to hear it. Yeah, but there's blessings all around. You just have to keep your eyes open and listen. That's your Sunday thought. Have a fantastic day. I pray that God blesses everybody and protects you, answers all your prayers.